How's it going? Today is 21st of September, Saturday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. We're going to be taking a look at energy sector. It is because it might be a massive pain point. And we're going to begin by taking a look at opportunities, so that will be the most important part of the video. And from there, we're going to be progressing and perhaps moving, starting with UK and progressing to Europe and some of the developments happening in wider areas, right? But overall, we're going to be sticking with. There's a lot of articles, and perhaps we're going to be taking a look at diverse opinions, right? Not necessarily what's only been published within UK. We can briefly take a look at and or start with that, but from there we're gonna be looking at diverse opinions. So perhaps a lot of information might be triggering for many people, right? Okay, if it's triggering, if it's accurate. So if it's accurate information, let's take a look at it. So that should be, I guess, important, right? And if I'm trying to understand what's happening, diverse opinions shouldn't, I guess, be a problem again. It depends who you ask, right? So let's begin today's video. But as I mentioned, that will be opportunity potentially, and we're gonna be starting with UK. Uh, let's begin. I believe this organization is in Scotland, right? So it's part of UK, and they are interested in how to develop and address some of the problems within the sector, and they are offering finances. I have reached out to this organization previously, but as well as I have reached out to them recently, I can perhaps share some information that was sent it to me without the names potentially, right? And this opportunity is currently live. So for people who are interested in the energy sector, and this organization is looking to support 10 companies receiving finances and addressing energy sector. So I believe that will be important. But again, if it's something yourself interested in, you most likely be would need to read all the terms and conditions, all these kind of things. And I'm not promoted by any of those, but other than prices. Can we address prices? So it would be, energy would be way cheaper, and the potential more businesses would be able to afford energy, as well as there might be a lot of pensioners, about 10 million of pensioners who would potentially lose winter fuel allowance in UK. There's a lot of developments in that area. Perhaps in the future they might still have access to that finances, but winter is coming, right? So that the entire sector will be very important, in particular in developing different businesses, right? And this finances is available for 10 different businesses to develop different projects, right? That part was most important in this video, right? So people taking action and most likely uh, being able. So there's more to it, right? So if they're interested in suggesting a project, they need to be able to deliver that project, all these kind of things, right? Either way, let's progress and let's take a look at other developments in the area. That the press release happened yesterday. New protections from rogue energy brokers might be important, but the entire article, not necessarily we're gonna have enough time to read the entire article. Again, that will be price, right? And price and how expensive energy can cost, in particular when it comes to importing that energy, right? That's rephrasing it. I haven't read it, by the way. The rephrasing of that would be how expensive it can be, as well as how cheap it could be in some places, right? And how expensive it can be in some places, but all these kind of things, right? New government consultations will investigate introducing regulations for third-party services in energy retail market to protect consumers and all businesses. Okay, so since it's only consultations as of now, so if it's something yourself interested in, feel free to engage. But I'm more interested, so we covered the UK. Let's take a look at Europe and places like Switzerland, all these kind of things, and let's see developments when it comes to energy in other areas. I haven't read this article, but that would be important, something that he is doing. That would be EU to loan Ukraine $39 billion, okay, to rebuild power grid destroyed by Russian attacks. European Commission chief pledged to support during visit to Kiev with funds to be used to bolster Ukraine's economy. and something that happened yesterday. I haven't read this article, but winter, right, heating season, and having that security when it comes to energy would be very important. European Union has pledged to loan Ukraine up to 35 billion euros. Okay, a little bit better since we're taking a look at Europe, 35 billions euros, and Europe. So Europe would borrow, lend everything in euros. Why Europe and what dollar has to do with anything? I don't understand it. Perhaps someone can explain to me. As part of the planned by a group of G7 nations to raise $50 billion. G7 makes a little bit more sense, right? Throughout profits from frozen Russian assets, right? Oh, okay. The loan announced by European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in Kiev on Friday will help Ukraine repair its war battered energy grid and boost its heating capacity as the winter approaches, right? So we're only gonna touch on the headlines and let's progress to the next article, right? Let's try to understand the next developments. Again, that will be very controversial articles, right? But that will be important to understand. It will be 20th of September, so something that was published yesterday. I myself am interested in understanding because that might have an impact on wider region. But either way, that will be Switzerland to expel hundreds of Russian scientists. CERN will end this cooperation agreement with Moscow on December 1st in journal Nature has reported. Hundreds of Russian researchers working at the CERN particle physics laboratory in Switzerland will have to leave the Alps country later this year. The journal Nature reopened on Wednesday. The European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, planned to end its cooperation agreement with Russia on December 1st, banning all scientists' affiliations with the nation from its premises. Journal said the scientists will also be stripped of any French or Swiss residency permits they currently hold, according to the report. Okay, yeah, I thought it's more to it, so it's not necessarily just Switzerland, right? So there's more governments involved, right? The CERN announced its plans to cut ties with Russian specialists earlier this year in decades not expand its cooperation agreement with Russia in December 2023. The existing one expires in November 30. In March, CERN had of media relations said that the organization still had fewer than 500 specialists still associated with Russian organizations, adding none of them will be able to work at CERN once the agreement expires, right? So that would be nationals and perhaps trade secrets, all those kind of things, right? So I don't know. The entire sector would be important when it comes to diversifying energy grids and moving away from perhaps quote unquote dirty ways of producing energy, coal, oil, and similar methods, right? So nuclear, that would be alternative and something that's happening in the area and all developments, right? Let's progress and let's take a look at other articles, right? Let's take a look at this article and perhaps close the video by taking a look at this article, right? That would be state bans Russian language from ATMs. Latvians' politics have been rapidly described by Moscow as extremely Russophobic. Okay. I don't know. I'm not taking sides. If this is what Latvian policymakers and all government have decided, so it's I guess their decision, right? But either way, I don't know. The Latvian parliament has banned Russian and or second most spoken language in the country from automated banking machines (ATMs) as part of campaign to restrict its use. The same, perhaps that's the name of the company, adopted amendments to the credit institution law Thursday, stipulating that Latvian commercial banks shall not longer offer Russian language option at ATM interfaces, according to a statement of the parliament website. Typically, ATMs is the countries offer Latvian, English, and all Russian options, according to the news board's LSM under the new regulations in on-screen customers interface at ATMs must be available in Latvian and may also include official languages from member states of candidate countries for European Union. Oh, okay. So perhaps, but I don't know. There's a small steps. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, I guess. If there's something that Latvian government have decided to do, perhaps. Percentage-wise, I have visited Latvia many times. There is a lot of people who do speak number of languages, right? Not necessarily that many people are speaking Latvian. I've been there many times. So perhaps there's something there, right? Let's close that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.